One of the narcissist's all-time favorite go-to methods in which they manage to slowly chip away at your self-esteem to the point where you feel as hollow as a tapped-out whiskey cask is by turning your deepest insecurities and fears into a much bigger and far stronger beast. Because a narcissist, just like anyone else who's ever received an injury, knows damn well poking and prodding in an open wound is going to drum up a much louder yell and bring about a whole lot more pain than to take a hit or a jab in an area where your skin is healthy and intact. And that yelp and the pain that they bring about jamming their claws in your open wounds is more valuable than gold and is ultimately what they're always after, that heightened emotional response. As well as in their knowing what creates fear within you is like having a just press here for an emotional response button to which they have free range, full access to press whenever they desire or need to jerk off their fragile ego. Otherwise, narcissists wouldn't give two tiddlywinks about your insecurities or fears, no more than they could give two shits about your values, opinions, or things in life that put a smile on your face. But much to many's disbelief and presumption that narcissists seek out to prey on the weak, the insecure, and the vulnerable, it is actually just the opposite. Narcissists prefer and desire something more to that of a conquest, as the reward that they will receive from achieving their victory will provide them a much bigger boost in their ego. So they waste no time strapping on their most likable human facade, jumping in with both feet, using the art of seduction to hopefully get you to feel like they are someone you have known your entire life, someone to which you can unquestionably trust your heart with and be comfortable with expressing your vulnerabilities. Essentially, getting you to hand over all the ammunition to load their arsenal and use these now fully loaded weapons against you later on down the road. Which takes us to the question, inquiring about what happens when they can't tell what your insecurities are or get you to freely hand them over. Well, one thing is for certain, they're not just gonna give up or stop trying, because these demonic clowns have the persistence of a billion ants. Their entire delusional world depends on your emotional responses just as much as it does praise and validation. So with that, they begin testing you through the use of trial and error, pressing every button a human being could possibly have, keeping track and making mental note at which areas bring about the most heightened response, then taking what they learned and pressing and poking and jabbing and prodding with what feels like a mental cattle prod until the point where you literally explode, which is why it is legitimately psychological torture as to what these people do to others. And though the vast majority of people have some form of insecurities or things that they fear, even if it's just the slightest degree or something that doesn't easily get triggered, they're still there nonetheless. And you can rest assured that these fuckers will find them. And when they do, you can also place your certainty in that they will make it their mission, turn it into a major malfunction, creating all sorts of issues for you, the way you function day by day. It does not matter if you are the most calm, cool, collected individual and your shit is so put together that you have a PowerPoint presentation on just how organized your shit is, done endless amounts of self-work, faced your demons, insecurities, and deepest fears square in the eye that the level of severity they cause your life is but a spit in the ocean, it still wouldn't make a difference, because people can only take so much. And once you surpass your max capacity of what you can handle mentally and or physically, each and every one of us will snap. Narcissists not only know this, they depend on it. The only way to truly prevent these ruthless, persistent, demonic fire ants from being able to push you over the edge is to avoid them the same way they avoid having to face who they really are, like the plague. Otherwise, they will not stop until they break you. You're worth and deserve so much more. So focus on you, because, well, fuck the narcissist.